What's going on, YouTube? Bear here. This is Bear's Mix. Welcome back to my channel. This morning I'm coming to you from somewhere in the Berkshires. Stuck out here for my 34-hour reset on my way down to Farmers Branch, Texas. And just wanted to chime in here real quick, give you guys a couple little updates. Let you guys know I am still alive and kicking. I just had my second round with COVID, and this time it hit me hard. I ended up spending the night in the hospital, this close to going on a ventilator. But I just wanted to share with you guys my experiences with the COVID, and also make a little announcement here for the drivers at WFX or those thinking about coming over. There is a pay raise in the mix. It's due to come out at the end of the month, and I will tell you guys more about that right after this brief introduction. Alright, so just the other day the company announced that they are doing a pay raise for all drivers. They say it's the largest in the company history. I don't know about that. And I've only been here a little over a year myself. But the way it's going to break down is company drivers will be getting a 5-cent per mile raise. Us lease operators, owner operators, and independent contractors will be getting anywhere from 5 to 10 cents a mile. I believe that's based on performance and longevity. I'm expecting at least 7 to 8 cents a mile on it. It'd be nice if I get the full 10 cent a mile, but we'll see what happens. Plus my annual raise should kick in, I believe, this week. So I'll be up to $1.10 before the company-wide raises go in. Which would be nice. If I get that 10 cent a mile, that'll get me up to $1.21 a mile plus fuel surcharge, which would be decent. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, I'm sure you can tell by my voice is still a little bit scratchy. I still don't have my full voice back. I still have problems with coughing fits every now and then. I was down for just over 3 weeks. I got COVID early last year. It was very minor. It was just basically like the regular flu, but it was COVID. Now, this time when it hit me, I was up in Casper, Wyoming. I had a delivery in one part of the city and a pickup in another part of the city coming back down to Nogales, Arizona. I woke up one morning with a sore throat, feeling just slightly feverish, and I didn't think anything of it. I mean, it was below zero out there, so I didn't think much of it at the time. Dropped my load off, got my next load, got rolling. As I was going down the road, the fever started getting worse. The coughing started getting real bad. And I just kept right on going. I said, you know what, I'm just going to push through it. I'll be fine. It's just the cold. Get down, about halfway down, I stopped, take my 10-hour break. And by that time, I was achy. Achy and sore all over, a little trouble catching my breath. Again, didn't think much of it at the time, considering that I'd had COVID previously. Then during the night, the sluices opened up at both ends. The fever got worse, cold chills, the cough was unbearable. I was having a real hard time catching my breath. So I let the company know, hey, look, I'm going to make this delivery and then I got to go home for a few days. I am deathly ill here. Got the doctor up on telemedicine there, video chat with him. And he said, yeah, we need to get you in here and get you tested for the COVID. I'll set an appointment for you to go to a remote testing facility. So I ended up having to rush down to Nogales, got there on Saturday, to find that the receiver was closed when they're normally open on Saturdays, but they're short-staffed because of everything that's going on. So I ended up having to, drag the load all the way back to our yard in Phoenix. That was the nearest yard, so I could drop it off so it could be run back down and delivered on Monday. And I headed back to Vegas from there. Went over to the testing facility, got my COVID test. He said it was a detected result, which means I will most likely test positive in a couple of days. Doctor said, well, we'll just wait, give it a couple of days, we'll have you retested. I went back 2 days later, got tested again, and yes, it came up positive. Positive test result for SARS-2 COVID-19. And it was just downhill from there. I mean, I had the runs, I couldn't keep anything down. I had the runs for several days. I had a fever almost the entire time. I wound up extremely dehydrated, and it developed into pneumonia. I ended up going in the hospital for the dehydration and the pneumonia, and spent the night there. They put me on a banana bag, which is basically an IV fluid with some different medications and antibiotics in it. They kept me overnight. When they did the chest film, they said, they asked me how long I smoked for. I've never smoked. I'm 48 years old. I can honestly say I've never taken so much as a single puff of a cigarette in my life. I'm the only one in my family that can say that. They say, yeah, you got the lungs of somebody that has been smoking for over 100 years. The pictures of it were just pure white. They said, yeah, you're very close to going on the vent. That's why they put me on the banana bag overnight, to see if it helped out a little bit, and it did. I think a lot of what I was feeling was the dehydration, with the headache and everything. So yeah, I was down just over 21 days, over 9 weeks for it. I'm sorry, 3 weeks for it. And just finally got back out here on the road the other day. Right now I'm in the hold of the company about $800. My first trip, I wasn't paying attention. I only meant to buy 100 gallons of fuel. I had another driver come up and start talking to me while I was getting fuel, and I ended up purchasing almost 180 gallons, which blew my budget out of the water. I was expecting to have about a $200 paycheck for my first week back, and I'm gonna owe the company around 800 bucks. This check here, I'm almost 4,400 miles on this trip. I reloaded down in, I took a load from Phoenix out to Ontario, California, then shot over to Carson, California on the far southwest coast there. Picked up a load there at a transfer station coming out of Mexico, and took it all the way over to Edison, New Jersey. That was 2,800 miles and change. And I shot over to Jersey City, Jersey, where I got this picture of the Statue of Liberty. And yeah, I was right about 3 blocks from the Statue of Liberty when I was picking up this load that I have now. And I made it out here to the Berkshires before I had to stop to take my 34-hour break. I'll be rolling tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. and I will be down to Farmers Branch. I have an 9 o'clock on the 15th, which is Monday, to get it there. Today is Friday. So yeah, I got plenty of time to get there. It's only about a 2-day drive. And stopping to take my 34-hour break right now isn't going to affect the delivery schedule on that. So at least that will be on time. On the load that I brought into Edison, got a nice piece of detention on that. It was 19 hours. I got there on time, barely, which surprised me. I didn't expect to make it there on time. But their lot was jam-packed. They couldn't get any more trailers on the lot. They ended up telling me, oh, just sit outside here in this outer parking area, and we'll find you an empty, drag it out, and take that one in. You'll just have to drop it out here in the parking lot. Sat there all night. Next morning, went over, talked to them. Oh yeah, no, we're not ready for you yet. We'll let you know. And then a little while over, they came over and said, hey, we need you to take that over to the Port Jersey there, to our overflow yard, which is about 20 miles away. So I ended up having to take it all the way over there, drop it off. Well, yeah, I collected like 19 hours of detention sitting there all that time. And then I had to go back to Edison to pick up a empty. And that took a little over an hour because they brought the empty out, dropped it in the lower lot by the road. But they decided to put a glide hand lock on it. So I had to wait to find the guy that had the key to come out and unlock it for me. But before that, I mean, it's just been a complete and total disaster. Load I picked up in Phoenix was fine, didn't have any problems with it. Picked it up on Amazon, ran it down to UPS there in Ontario, Canada. It was just basically one pallet, 300 pounds. That's all they had. They took up an entire 53-foot dry van for one pallet of Amazon Prime shipment. So I ran it down. It was only about a 6-hour drive. Ran it down, dropped it off. The empty that they brought me out was the only empty we had there, and it was over a year past due. It was going on 14 months past due for its annual DOT inspection, which is something that had me put out of service and hit with several $1,000s of fines. Because other drivers are being lazy and not doing their damn jobs. And I picked up another trailer in January. Same thing. It was over a year past due for its annual safety inspection. That time I was only delayed a couple hours. This time I was delayed 23 hours. I had to go over to the TA there in Ontario. It took them 23 hours to do a simple trailer inspection and replace 2 tires on it that I knew needed to be replaced. They had nails in them. One was repairable. The other one I didn't think was repairable because the nails were too close to the edge of the sidewall. And I was right. They didn't repair that one. They replaced it, I should say. But yeah, I was there 23 and a half hours. So I was a day late picking up the load coming out here to Edison. And I actually made it in on time. I wasn't expecting to make it on time, but I made it in on time and wound up with the almost 19 hours of detention pay there. I got this load here. At least finally I got a new trailer. Last 2 trailers I had were one was a 13 and the other one was a 14. So they're kind of older trailers, trailers that are being phased out. They shouldn't even have been on the road anyways. They were supposed to have been brought back to the yard in Oklahoma City so they can be decommissioned, I was told. But that's neither here nor there. Sorry, I'm still a little phlegmy. But yeah, having pneumonia will do that to you. So right now, once I get caught up with everything on this week's paycheck for the load from California to Jersey, and then this load from Jersey down to Texas, I'll be all caught up on what I owe the company, and I'm looking at about a $1,200 paycheck in 2 weeks. My last 2 paychecks were negative, $337.18 each, because I've been stuck at home. I haven't been working, been stuck laid up sick, so I just owe the regular weeklies on those, the flat payments. At least I got lucky when I got here to the truck stop last night. I caught the very last available parking spot. It's a bit chilly out. What's the temperature out here right now? 36 degrees, so it's not that cold out. And I was hitting single digits there yesterday and day before yesterday. So there was that huge accident there on I-35 West there in what was it, Fort Worth. 6 or 7 people dead, over 100 vehicles involved in it. Hopefully they have that cleaned up by the time I get down there, because I'm going to be going right through that accident scene. But yeah, basically, I just want to give you guys a quick update, let you know what I went through with the COVID. For those of you that are curious, because I get a lot of people who ask me what my symptoms were and what I went through with it and everything. So I figured I'd share here as well and give you guys that pay raise update here for Western Flyer Express. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a lease option, the end of the month, the starting base pay is going to be $1.12 a mile, as opposed to right now $1.07 a mile. And the last year, I've already gotten 2 penny raises. My annual raise, like I said, is due to go active any day now. My review was in January 6th, so this week it should go active. And then at the end of the month, the company-wide raise will take effect. So hopefully I'll be up to $1.21 a mile plus fuel surcharge, which would be really nice, especially getting ready to make this move up there to Anchorage, Alaska. Yes, my brokerage authority is live and active. I can start brokering loads. I've had quite a few carriers out of the blue just sign up with me. A couple of them I had to reject outright. They gave bogus information on their application. They gave me bogus TINs or tax ID numbers. So they perjured themselves when they filled out the W-9 form using another company's tax ID number. And some of their MC numbers and DOT numbers are not valid. They're just made up numbers, or they belong to other companies. So those are people I will not be dealing with. I thought I had 2 major shippers signed up, but last second they changed their mind when they realized I'm new to brokerage, which kind of sucks. Being a new broker makes it hard to find loads. Even though I've been a driver for over a decade and I've got contacts at some of these places. Some of the shippers that I've picked up at regularly, I've got a couple of shippers that I have signed up with me to broker loads. And they haven't sent me that much. I think since my authority went active in December, I've only booked maybe 6 loads. They're just testing the waters with me to make sure I can get their loads booked and get wheels under them. So hopefully it'll start picking up here. Now freight season is going to start picking up again soon. So hopefully things will change there. But these are little small shippers. Alright guys, I think I want to clip it here. I mean, short video, less than 20 minutes, which is really short for me, as you know. But primarily, I just wanted to get in here and say, yeah, I'm still alive and kicking. I'm still at it. I'm still planning my move to Alaska. On that lane we were bidding on, apparently they decided not to set the lane up. They canceled the lane. Partly due to COVID, but now that we got that asshat up there in the White House that canceled all these permits and the drilling on federal land, pretty much just killed the nation, killed our oil industry. We were the first time in history we were energy independent. We weren't going to other countries to buy oil or natural gas. We were actually selling it to them. We were exporting resources, energy for the first time in our history under President Trump. Now we got this other guy here that's single-handedly killed it and put tens of thousands of people out of work. But yeah, I'm going to stop there. I don't want to get into politics on this channel. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. As always, keep it between the ditches. Keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down, and go Army, beat Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.